What to do, YouTube? Obviously, as you can see, we are still in this moving process. Almost done. But it's a brand new week 2. We can go ahead and just scrape what happened last week as far as with the New England Patriots under the rug. It's a brand new week. Let's just evaluate this new. All right, I don't know any other way I could possibly put this. But real quick, shout out to DolphinsTalk.com. Not only can you find my content on YouTube, but you can now also find my content on DolphinsTalk.com along with other Miami Dolphins content. But before we get into the video, something came to my attention probably within the last 2 or 3 hours, depending on when I actually post up this video. Odell Beckham Jr., wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns. There have been some rumors surfacing about the possibility of a trade. I know there's going to be some people in the comment section if I did not mention this, which I'm going to touch on this just a little bit before. When I get all the details, I'll probably drop another video, probably sometime later today. Don't hold your breath on that. But just to get into this, because of the fact that we don't exactly know the status of Devontae Parker's hamstring injury, that it's most definitely a trade that we should most definitely explore. Now, concerning Devontae Parker, like I said, we don't know the timetable of the hamstring. The hamstring injury is very, very unpredictable, considering the fact that it could take weeks. Really, I don't want to exactly put down. We don't know exactly what's going to happen between now and Friday. 9 times out of 10, we're going to probably drop the injury report video on Friday anyway, so we'll probably know by Friday exactly what the status of Devontae Parker is going to be for the game against the Bills. But going back to Odell Beckham Jr., personally, I think, depending on the asking price, probably it pains for me to say this, but I really think we're not gonna give up nothing less than a second. I think really we're gonna be giving up a second round pick for Odell Beckham Jr. Like I said, we don't know where Devontae Parker is as far as where he's the timetable of his return. You look at our current wide receiver position depth. Preston Williams, me personally, I know it's against the New England Patriots, the physicality of the New England Patriots, but right now I don't think he's ready to. I don't think he can sustain that number one wide receiver status for the upcoming weeks, and we just definitely need some help at the wide receiver position. So I wouldn't exactly rule out that. I wouldn't rule out that trade for Odell Beckham Jr. I'm 50-50 on that right now. I'm 50-50 on that right now. Give me a chance to think about it, and then I'm gonna get back to you. But I'm 50-50 about it. Get back to me. But let's just go ahead and get into the preview part of the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins, right? So you guys know, last year I was not sold on the Buffalo Bills. Honestly, I felt like, I know there's going to be a lot of Buffalo Bills fans that are going to come to this video, watch the video, most likely going to dislike the video after I say what I'm about to say. But you guys got into the playoffs off of luck in 2019. I looked at your schedule. I watched the majority of your games with Game Pass was free. You guys did not beat not one team that was above 500 last year. I'm not a believer in Josh Allen. Outside of Stephon Diggs, as far as your receiving core, I'm not a believer in those guys either. But going into this game, the game against the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, what he had was 33 for 46 at 312 yards and two passing touchdowns and rushed for 57 yards. Now, if we were to let's look at the game against the New England Patriots. Cam Newton had 15 carries for 75 yards. The Buffalo Bills in this game, they are going to come out and try to implement the exact same thing that the New England Patriots are trying to do. Again, I want to reiterate the fact that, look, the lack of preseason, the lack of chemistry amongst the team, they're going to try to make this as simple as possible until we actually get this thing going. A lot of people think that, okay, if you're running the ball, you can't pass it. Hey, hell, If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If I could run the ball the whole game, I would love that. As long as we get that dub, it don't matter. But with that being said, again, the Buffalo Bills, I can almost guarantee that they're going to try to implement the exact same game plan that the New England Patriots ended up trying to do with Cam Newton. Now, looking at that game against the New York Jets last week, I'm still not impressed with Josh Allen. I feel like defensively for the Miami Dolphins, if we could just come out and, number one, put pressure on Josh Allen, I feel like Josh Allen will turn the ball over if we put some pressure on him. But with that being said, when we end up putting pressure on Josh Allen, we need to be able to contain him and keep him inside the pocket. To be honest with you, I'm getting tired of seeing Josh Allen be able to do that schoolyard bull jive and run around in the backfield and do his thing and then throw the ball off his back foot into a broken down play to an open receiver. That's something I definitely do not want to see for the Miami Dolphins, because we're going to be in there for a long one. Obviously, the read option, the RPO is obviously on the table. We're going to have to be able to contain that with Mike. I said Mike Singletary. With Singletary and Josh Allen. That's an absolute must. We need to be able to shut down this running game early so we can make them one dimensional. We want the Buffalo Bills to pass the football, because again, I'm not a believer in Josh Allen being able to consistently throw the ball accurately. Now, offensively for the Miami Dolphins, I was satisfied with the Miami Dolphins offensive line against the New England Patriots last week, right? But with that being said, the Miami Dolphins offensive line did not go up against a premier pass rusher with the New England Patriots. Now, if I were just to read off what the Buffalo Bills have on the defensive line, they have a pretty nice rotation, if you ask me. Obviously, they have Jerry Hughes, who's been there for a minute. Last year, he had 4.5 sacks. They had Trent Murphy. He had 5 sacks last year for the Buffalo Bills. And then they're also bringing in Espinosa, the rookie from the 2020 draft, who could also bring it. And they also added Mario Addison from the Carolina Panthers, who had 9.5 sacks last year. So these guys can most definitely bring it, not to mention Ed Oliver. So whoever Solomon Kinley is going to be in for a long day, and Ted Karras is going to be in there in for a long day. But with that being said, Austin Jackson, he's going to have his work cut out for him. Like I said, Solomon Kinley is going to have his work cut out for him. Jesse Davis, we're going to see with him doing a fairly decent job last week as far as blocking. They're going to have their work cut out for them. These boys, they're going to come after the Miami Dolphins hard. They're going to come after us hard. And we cannot have the same thing that we had last week with the Miami Dolphins receivers. We got to put some type of separation out there from these corners. We got to. They got a top paid corner in Tre'Davious White, who recently just got paid last week. So they're going to be physical with us. Josh Norman going to be physical with us. Micah Hyde going to be physical with us. Jordan Poyer going to be physical with us. And they have speed at the linebacker position with Milano and Edwards. So Edmonds. So with that being said, offensively, obviously the offensive line is going to be tested. Ryan Fitzpatrick now. We're going to go over these 3 picks again. We cannot afford to turn the ball over. Like, obviously, we lost the time of possession game. The time of possession, we lost it by 10 minutes by the New England Patriots, and we were still in the game, even including those 3 turnovers. So if we can limit our turnovers and somehow force the Buffalo Bills to get some type of turnovers, we can win this game. Obviously containing Josh Allen too as well. We can most definitely win this game. But again, man, it all comes down to execution. We just need to. Ryan Fitzpatrick cannot turn the ball over. That's number one. He cannot turn the ball over. And defensively, straight up, you're going to have to contain a Josh Allen inside the pocket. We cannot let him get outside the pocket and throw the ball on the run, or for him to break the pocket and end up picking up yards with his legs. Those definitely cannot allow the Buffalo Bills end up doing that. But let me know what you guys think. You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, again, you can find my content on DolphinsTalk.com as well, along with other Miami Dolphins content. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.